Let's get into it. Just want to go over my pre-market game plan going into tomorrow, and then I'll do a session recap of today. So as always, let's keep this quick, clean, and easy. Oh, also before getting into it, been seeing a lot of foot traffic. So, I appreciate the love and the support, and most importantly, I'm happy, people are able to learn from this. I'm getting a ton of emails just regarding questions and whatnot. So very happy people are learning from the live trading sessions. I really recommend going and look at that today because that will help explain some of the pre-market stuff that I'm about to go over now. And I'm happy that people are able to use these pre-market plans and make money. I've been getting tons of screenshots of people saying, I took your trade off the pre-market plan and cashed out like that. That's a great feeling. So I'm very happy, this is helping. Please don't forget to subscribe. And the names that I go over here, these are names that I trade on a daily basis. So if you want me to go over a stock that, you trade, I know some people trade Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Coin, those are names I really don't touch. But, if that's a name that you look at or you want me to go over and break down, just leave it in the comment section and I'll make sure to include it moving forward. Now, let's get into it. Now, today was a solid day. Pullback long type of day. We are not surprised. This market is very bullish on the higher time frame. We know that. So pullback long type of day. Now coming into today, I was pretty much hands off on the SPY. Reason for that being, let's go here on the 1 hour for this. I don't want to be in that channel. I was hands off on the SPY. What I will say is, we're pretty much 1% away from all-time highs. And this is actually really crazy because after the sell-off that we had, roughly 2 weeks ago, we haven't had any, news catalyst driven plays or any red folder news. So this market is, honestly recovered on its own. So, seeing this about to make all-time highs with, no red folder news, helping to give it a boost, that's huge right now. So this market is really in an uptrend, right? You can clearly see that. So coming into tomorrow, long over the 673.10. Now, like I always say, you want to wait for proper displacement before the retest, right? We don't want to get caught in reversal or liquidity trap or bull trap, right? Because this thing can make a new all-time high and then quickly fell under. We are sitting at the top of this range. So I'm hoping we can kind of get a blow off top. There's a lot of built up liquidity up here. So if we can get, one of these and a pullback long, that is very valid. But today, if you go watch that live trading session, this 669.20, this was really the key level in the intraday to watch. And you can clearly see, we started with it during the intraday session, but you can see we ended up breaking, see that peaked under a little bit after buyers reclaim. We held this thing the entire day and moved higher. So this was the key level here, right? This was the thing that held SPY up today. So coming into tomorrow, we're still pretty much in our no trade zone. But if we can get a break over this 673.10, that's a valid break and retest to the upside. If price wants to gap above our all-time high during the pre-market, then all you're looking for is a dip in red. Qs, beautiful in Qs today. Analysis was 10 out of 10. Unfortunately, I was not able to catch the trade. I really recommend going and watch that live trading session. We were looking for this break and retest off the 607.15. You can clearly see we had a beautiful upside morning. We ended up getting an instant break and retest, and I do not trade those. I explained that in the live trading session, but beautiful on, I'm sorry, on the Qs. Now, one thing I will say, just like the SPY, we are in, we are in this no trade zone. I've been preaching. You want to be long on this name before we get back at the top of this range. So today, wasn't able to catch that, but analysis played out clean. Something that I noticed on this name is straight thin volume in between the 609.70 and the 607.15. We always just go straight up and straight down in this range. So this is a valid pullback long tomorrow off this level if we get that before making all-time highs. So this is something I'm looking for, a pullback long off the 607.15. I highly doubt we'll come all the way back down to 602.87, but if we do, this is really still the A+ long. And just like I said on the SPY, you can definitely look for this break and retest over this all-time high level, 100%. But if we do, we've got to wait for clean displacement, proper displacement, buyers showing that they are in control before we get that pullback long on the retest. Today, I mean, really good upside rally. You see, we came back into this previous day high and rejected instantly. So this is the key level here for sure. Obviously, we're not going to go long into an all-time high, but you can see there are sellers sitting up here. So really tomorrow, pullback long off the 607.15, a break and retest over the 613.18, or a pullback long way down here at the 602.87. But these are the two key levels we are watching. All right, we don't want to take anything in this channel, clearly, right? We don't want to take anything in that channel. So you can look for this pullback long off the 609.70, but just keep in mind, you're going to be in this range. You already want to be in a long position prior to getting in this range. So I would just wait for the break and retest over the 613.18, right? Because we want to see the top of this range turn into support. This is all consolidation. This is all consolidation. So what am I looking for? If we get this break and retest over this consolidation zone in this channel, that is our next leg higher. That's a big move. So this is definitely what we're looking for on the Qs. AMD, oh man, unfortunate, was not able to get that. Like I said, go watch that live trading session and you break that down. But this was beautiful. I mean, we knew this name is still bullish. I've broken this down on the daily. We kind of are sitting sideways. Clearly, this is not moving higher or lower, but we are bullish in the higher time frame. So we're looking for pullback longs. My pre-market game plan today was a pullback long, and this was our A+ setup today, was this 227.30. Unfortunately, was not able to get that. Let's go here on the 2-minute. Sucks, but it is what it is. We got that 10 minutes. I'm sorry, yeah, 20 minutes right before market open. You can clearly see we got the pullback long. Buyer stepped up here, right on the dot at our 227.30. Buyer stepped in, and then that is the reason that when we opened, it was just straight upside. So unfortunately, was not able to get that. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But you can see, right, these key levels being respected on the dot. Right, this 234.20. Look at these wicks. Today it turned into resistance. We got a pullback. We ended up reclaiming this and then pushing higher. So these key levels are being respected very well on AMD. I do break down that, the AMD intraday price action has honestly been very clean. I mean, just look for Monday, just straight down. I'm sorry, straight up, straight down. Clearly yesterday, straight down, but it was a pullback long, and then today just straight up. So the price action has been actually really clean, even though we're pretty much in a channel now on the daily. Price action's been really clean on AMD, so I'm happy to see that. Now, something that I will say, we have a lot of built up liquidity, right? I've been breaking this down on the daily on this name, a lot of built up, and this is a heavy resistance level on the daily. Let's just go here on the daily. We have not gotten a candle closure above here. Every time price pushes into this 240.10, we reject. So coming into tomorrow, this is valid. If you want to look for a pullback long off this 234.20, I know we're in a channel. I would prefer a pullback long down here, but you can clearly see this move already happened. Today was the A plus trade on this name. Even tomorrow, if we take a break and retest over this 240.10, that's very valid. It's 0 DTE, so the contracts are paid very well. You can clearly see if we, get a break and retest over this 240.10 and target this all-time high, that's a valid shot. That's a good setup. But today, this pullback long off this 227.30, that was the A plus trade. We saw buyers defend this daily double bottom. Unfortunately, this break and retest happened during the pre-market. You can clearly see buyers stepped up very aggressively, pushed this thing higher. So tomorrow, you can look for a pullback long up to 234.20. This is the better RR trade just because now you can target the top of this range and then you can target the all-time high. But if you take the break and retest over this 240.10, just look to hold right to this all-time high, scale out there and just hope, we can get some continuation. But be cautious trading up here. Like we just saw on the daily, there's a lot of sellers sitting up here. We have not gotten a daily candle close above this 240.10. So just be cautious trading AMD after we break above this 240.10. You can clearly see there a lot of resistance sitting up there in the video. So really nothing. Same stuff, different day. Still stuck in this channel, still stuck in the zone. If you've been able to trade this on the intraday, kudos to you. But I'm just hands off. I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm only looking for a trade if we get over this 184.50 to the upside, and if we break under this 179.45. Now in my live trade session, I do break down that buyer stepped in pre-market and defended this. So we got the break, the retest during the pre-market, and that was just a straight up move. So that's really one of the reasons why I was looking for AMD as well. But it got this break and retest. This has been really a tricky name because you can see buyers are defending this on the daily. So we are looking for shorts under this level, but just being very cautious because you can see buyers are stepping up very aggressively. I broke this down yesterday. Look at these wicks. So we've been getting body candle closure on the daily in between 184.50 and 179.45. So just be cautious on this name. We got SPY and Qs sitting near all-time highs. So hopefully, that can give this thing a push. But you can clearly see we're just dead smack in the middle of the range. Like I said, we are bearish bias on this name as long as we are under 184.50. So still the same game plan, just looking for a trade over 184.50 or on 179.45. Tesla, I mean, are we back? I don't know. I don't want to get too happy. But I hope we're back now. Like I said, go watch that live trading session. We break down a ton in there. I break all this down in real time. So what I love about this is, I said today, you can play this gap fill because we are still bullish on the higher time frame. I zoomed in, I said you can play the break and retest over this 423 and target the gap fill. So this was a very valid trade if you took that 100%. Now, I did say we are dead smack in the middle of the range. So I'm hands off this name, but what a recovery here. Clearly on the daily, we are still in a channel, but this is a beautiful candle. That is something we want to see. This is probably the best candle we've had really since this straight down day. That's a really good candle. Now, coming into tomorrow, I mean, hopefully, Tesla can bless us at the end of the week. I'm sure we're all going to be looking at it. I am looking for a break and retest over this 450. This is a 4-hour key level on the higher time frame. So you can clearly see resistance up here. It's no coincidence. So I love the confluence here going into tomorrow because not only is it a 4-hour resistance level, it's also the previous day high. If we can get a break and retest above that, what's in its way? Absolutely nothing. And as we know, when Tesla runs, it runs. So that's definitely something I'm looking for. You can see here, when Tesla was doing all this, it was followed up by these 2 days. I remember this like yesterday. So we know when Tesla runs, it runs. So it's been consolidating this entire time. Look at that consolidation period. This thing is not moving higher or lower. This thing is ready to have a blow up top. So hopefully we can get that tomorrow, right? We got, SPY and QQQ approaching all-time highs. So that really could give us our boost that we need. But if we can break outside of this, there's nothing in this way to the upside. So Tesla's definitely on my close watch tomorrow. It's finally back in the rotation. Haven't touched this name. Now, something I do want to break down. I've been saying, as long as this name is above 410, we are bullish. This is no coincidence that we pull back to 413 and buyer step in very aggressively and push this thing up. 410 is the key level here that's been holding this name up, right? Let's go here on the daily. 410 was, once we got that break and retest, this thing pushed us up all the way up to 470. So you can clearly see here, give me one sec. You can clearly see here, this 410 being respected. This is our key level here. So 410 has been what's keeping Tesla up. You can see buyer stepped in today, push this thing higher. Hopefully we can get this break over 450. I also like it because it's just a whole number as well. That gives me even more confirmation. Leading up to today, 445 has been our key level to watch, but there is some resistance up here. So I have to zoom out, go to the daily, didn't see anything. And then if you go to the 4-hour, you clearly see this is a clear resistance level. So I love the confluence here. Like I said, it's the previous day high and it's a 4-hour resistance level. If we can get a break and retest over this, there is nothing in its way to the upside. Now, if we do fall back, I just wouldn't be surprised because this is a lot of thin volume that has to get filled. If it's a pullback type of day, as we know, we're not looking to short this name. But if we do, pull back, I wouldn't be surprised. But tomorrow, the only key level that I'm looking to take a trade off of is this 450 on Tesla, Apple. Now, like I said, go watch that live trading session because I break down a lot and you notice these patterns. And Apple's been giving us some setups on Fridays. I broke this down on the SPY as well. Now, typically after a nice trendy day, it's followed up by a consolidation day. That's 100% normal. So you can see nice trendy day, consolidation, nice trendy day, consolidation. This thing is still bullish to the upside. Obviously, we are very bullish on the higher time frame here. So coming into tomorrow, this is what I'm looking for. You can target this high, unmitigated liquidity, and then obviously we're looking for this all-time high. So key level here on Apple is really this 260.10. I highly doubt, we'll pull all the way back to 253. Highly doubt it. But tomorrow, this 260.10 is our key level we're watching. Palantir. Now I broke this down today, and I've been saying I got to give credit when credit is due. This 177.05 has really been a solid level on this name. People have been sending me their screenshots mainly on this name, just cashing out, only taking trades to the upside off 177. So on the dot, I mean, doesn't get more better than that. Clearly resistance here, clearly, and then what does it do? It turns into support after we break and retest that, and then we clearly just trend to the upside. I mean, beautiful price action, stair step type of day. So if you're able to catch that, good for you. Now, like I've said, I'm hands off this name until we get over 188, and I'm bearish bias when we break under 169. You can see yesterday, buyer stepped up very aggressively defending this name and pushing this thing higher. So if you're looking for a trade on this name, right, just keep your eyes on 177.05. And then lastly, Google. So really nothing here on Google. It's kind of like an AMD setup, similar in a way for me. As long as we're in this channel, I'm hands off. The A plus long is off this 247.15 targeting all-time highs. It's just a better RR trade. This is our no trade zone for a reason. We know we don't trade channels. We stay away from channels. This is a valid shot. That's a valid shot. Now, if we do break outside of this channel, that's a higher probability setup as well. I like it. Look for this, break and retest over 256.70. You can target here and just look for more continuation to the upside. But obviously, we're not looking to short this name. We're bullish bias on the higher time frame. This thing is gravitating towards all-time highs. Very bullish. So you can see we were trending. Now we're consolidating. That's 100% normal. We're just waiting for our next leg higher. So if we can get a break and retest over this 256.70, that's our next leg higher. We can target this 260.30, and then hopefully price and gravitate higher and just continue to make all-time highs.